Everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I have a birthday card for you guys using the Varied Vases Bundle. Today we are using Coastal Cabana with Berry Burst and creating this cute card. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said, we are using the Varied Vase Bundle, so this is a stamp set with 34 images. This is a beautiful set that coordinates with this punch. So there's a lot of two-step stamping in here, which I love. So a lot of variety. You can create all kinds of things. Let's pull out our materials. So I have a piece of Coastal Cabana that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Berry Burst that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have two pieces that are 2 inches by 5, Whisper White Coastal Cabana. And then I have used one of our, Pearlized Doilies. This is the pearlized side. I've used the opposing side, which is white, and I've sponged that with the Berry Burst. And then we're going to be using our Petal Burst embossing folder, as well as our Stitched Shape Framelits, our Berry Burst and Coastal Cabana ink, as well as our Memento Tuxedo Black. Alright, so let's go ahead. I think we'll start with our Big Shot work so that we can get that out of the way. Alright, so I have my Big Shot here with my magnetic platform and precision base plate. I am using the largest square in the Stitched Shapes set. And the stitch shapes, you get the squares, you get the ovals, you get the circles. So it's a wonderful framelit set to have in your collection. Alright, so there's our square. And now we're going to do our embossing. So I'm going to switch platforms. I have my regular Big Shot platform. I have one cutting plate. I'm going to grab my Petal Burst embossing folder. And we're going to stick in our piece of Coastal Cabana. And I just want to get that straight in there. And then we'll put one more cutting plate on and roll this through. And you can see the beautiful texture we get there. Okay. Alright, so we're done with our Big Shot. We'll start our stamping. Okay, so I have my stitched square here, and I have the scalloped, I call it a shelf, in this set. I'll show it to you here. And here is the fill for that. We're just going to use this image, the lined image, and I'm going to use my basic black marker, and I'm going to, let me count. Okay, I did about 6. I did 6 full scallops with my marker, and then I went half into the 7th on both sides. Okay, we're going to huff that, just make sure that ink is wet, and then we're going to stamp that low. Okay. Alright, now we can go ahead and do our flowers. So I'm going to use this flower first. We're going to ink that up with our Memento. I rocked it. Okay. And then I'm going to pull this a little closer to myself. And I'm going to keep this high towards that stitched line. Okay. Alright, and then I want to get my other flower. We're going to ink part of this stamp. So this is the double. It's probably easier to see here. It's this stamp here. We're just going to ink up a small portion of that. So I'm putting that into the edge of my ink pad. And I'm going to stamp that right below where that other flower ends. Okay. All right, now I'll get the fill for that little flower. It's going to be the Coastal Cabana. I love two-step stamping. I'm going to have to pull this closer, sorry guys, for me to be able to see. Beautiful. Okay, let's get our fill for our other flowers. We're going to do that in the Berry Burst. Okay, and then we're going to line that up. Love it. Okay, all right, so now we have a scrap piece of Whisper White. This is what I'm going to use to punch with. So for this stamp set, you want to pay attention to where the vases are. So we're using these two, which are right in the center. So you can try to do both of these at one time if you're brave, and otherwise you could do them individually. So particularly this large one, you want to be sure you stamp it facing down. So I'm going to do that in the Coastal Cabana. And we're going to lay that down. And then here's a little tip. Like, since I've done multiples of these cards, I just trimmed out the negative, and then that'll kind of tell you where you need to stamp, you know, your next vase. Or you can do them individually, completely up to you. We're going to try, I might screw this up, but we're going to try to do this right here. And we'll hope that we're close. Sometimes I'm successful with that, and other times I don't quite do it either. So, but I thought I would share that little tip. Okay, so that is actually pretty good. Now, the other tip would be, you know, if you want to stamp the other images, right, that are in the punch, to do that too, because it will be punching out those pieces, or you can leave them with the white and try to stamp them once they're cut. That's a little tricky, but definitely doable. All right. Okay, so now we are going to use some dimensionals. I get my little piercer here. I'm going to put too many dimensionals on my tall vase. And I'm going to put one of our regular dimensionals on the short vase. Alright, so let's start to assemble our card. Another tip with this Berry Burst background is if you want to cut an image out of this that's not going to show behind your layers, you can go ahead and do that. Some people, you know, feel that's a waste. But it is a great idea to, you know, cut something out that's going to be covered by these pieces here. Okay. So this is an embossed piece, so I'm going to put my snail right along that edge. Actually, let me put down the white piece first. This is probably easier to explain for you guys. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the right-hand side of our square. And I'm going to lay this over that doily. And then that will tell me where I can trim. Okay. I don't want to catch that other scallop. I just want to get that piece out. Alright. I love how this is turning out. What great colors. Oh, my snail is out. Let me see. Oh, I do have some fast fuse. I'll use that. Okay. And then we are going to lay that down right there. Alright, and now we just need to do our sentiment. We are doing our birthday wishes here. we're going to stamp that in the Memento Tuxedo Black on a piece of Whisper White. And this is just a scrap piece. As long as it fits your sentiment, it should be fine. Okay, and then I'm going to flag these ends. So I'm going to take my snips, I'm going to cut up the center and cut in from the side. Okay, and then I'm layering this on top of a piece of Berry Burst. You could flag, oh, there's my snail that's empty. You could flag your Berry Burst too, if you'd like. I just thought I'm going to leave it square like that. I kind of like it. And then I'm just going to trim this down so it's about the same as the other side. And then we'll put some adhesive over this. We're going to put that down here. Okay, so let's give our card a nice crease. Like that. Alright, and then I did do my envelope, as you guys know I love to do. So I will show you. Let me actually show you the inside. So on my original card I also stamped the two other sentiments. Hoping your day blooms with happiness in the Berry Burst, and then you are simply the best in the Memento Black. And then for our envelope, we are going to stamp our flowers again. I'm going to kind of use this one as a guide as far as the height. The flower, we're just going to ink up part of it. And that's going to go right under, just like we did our square. Beautiful. We're going to fill these in. Grab my Coastal Cabana. Whoa. I'm going back and forth between a new ink pad and an old ink pad, so sometimes I try to open them the new way. It doesn't work. Our Berry Burst. Gorgeous. Okay, so the last time I think I did my video, I'm actually going to need that again, I punched out my vases and put them on the front of the envelope. This time we're just going to stamp them right over. So I guess it's whatever your preference is. If you don't mind, you know, seeing your stem to your flower, you know, within your vase, or if you wanted to mask that off, you could do that too. There's lots of options. So just depending on what you like. Okay, so see how you can see the stem of the flower. So depending on how you like that look, you know, you can change that up. Alright, so that completes our card. Let me close these up and then I can show it to you together. I love it. Absolutely love it. Alright guys, well I appreciate you guys stopping by today and watching. I do hope you guys pick up these supplies in my online store to create some of these yourself. And as always, you can find a full supply list in the description of the video, and I will be back with you guys real soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.